And we are here. We're home. We're back.
How was your flight home?
Very, very long. I cannot sleep on that red eye to save my life. I have tried and tried and tried again. I sat up all night watching Star Trek reruns on the screen. That was in front of me. At least there was free TV. That was right there. And you could watch old episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation. So I did that the entire time. And then literally slept all day yesterday. But we're here now. And that's the important thing. We are here.
We are. How's everybody doing tonight?
How you doing after your flight home there, huh?
I'm still recovering.
My major question, the part that matters to me the most, did the jacket make it home?
Did the jacket make it home? No, I left it there.
Okay. I love that jacket. You understand, bro. Like that's a beautiful jacket.
It's on a coat hanger with everything else.
Okay. As long as you trust it, wherever it is, hands. I trust you.
It's in good hands.
All right. That's good. I love that jacket. Loved it.
And you'll see it a couple more times throughout the course of the next few weeks.
That's what I'm talking about, brother. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Obviously, tonight was going perfectly fine until the end of the show, which we're going to try and figure out how we're going to do that as we go. We can't really talk much about it, but we'll give our best opinions on what we saw.
We kind of got the very end of it. So we did see David Drake win in the match. We don't know how he won, but we saw her laid out Atiba out cold and a David Drake absolutely going nuts on everybody. But we'll get to that towards the end. We'll try to put that together. Maybe a few people that were in the arena and chat can help us out here a little bit. And we'll work on getting some video of that to the people right here. Maybe on Sunday night. Maybe when we do the Sunday night show. Maybe we can get that video out to the people so they can see what actually happened.
I can 100% hear your cooler in the background when you talk.
Really?
Yeah. It comes in spurts.
Is it annoying?
When you hear it, it is. But when you can't hear it, it's fine. It's like when it powers on to get the cool air through the fridge.
All right, hang on. You know, it might not be the cooler. That's not what it is. I have a fan blowing right here because it is 800.
Oh, okay. That might be it.
The masshole forgot to leave the air conditioner on in the bowling alley, and that's where I do the show from my office. And I walked in here, and it was about as hot as the surface of the sun. So we got the ACs going, and it is about 8,000 degrees in this office right now. I am sweating profusely in my jersey, but I love this shirt, so I'm not taking it off. Let me shut the fan off. We'll struggle, but we'll get through it.
All right. Well, like we said, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably going to be an abbreviated show. If we actually have time, we'll do some fill-in time, and we might chat up with you guys and chat all the members that are in there. We haven't done that in a little while. We haven't had really time. We've had a very busy couple months leading up to Milestone, and now with us going back and forth to Denver every week for the next 3 weeks, we're still very busy, but if we have time tonight, we'll chat up with you guys. Maybe we'll do a little foods and belts session or something like that.
I mean, I'll tell you this, all these flights, I'm really getting over my fear of flying, to be completely honest with you.
I don't think you really had a choice, unless you feel like driving on Saturday and being there for like Monday night.
Hey, man, I've done it before. I did it with the family, and we took a couple days. But if it was just the masshole in a car, I could just pull over and sleep. I don't need a hotel. I'd do it. I would, just on a dare, I would do it.
Okay, I dare you.
You gonna help me with the gas money?
Oh, I'm not going with you. I'm still flying. Fuck you.
Well, you know, I mean, we're gonna fly, but on a dare, I might show up in my car again, out in Denver. We'll see. We'll get there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Recoup the bank account a little bit here.
Well, until then. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Dudes and Belts Reignited here on YouTube. I am your host, Johnny Deathdrop, and man, oh man, what a show to talk about tonight leading up to the main event, which we didn't see most of, but we're going to, again, do our best to give you what we saw. Of course, we are down a dude tonight. He is currently up north on assignment, and he should be back for Sunday. But with me tonight, as always, he is your resident masshole himself. He is the lover of pineapples, the one and only Marky Pins.
Every single show you're gonna say
No,
that.
no,
I am
no.
not.
I save it specifically for Thursdays, and I do the same with
Oh,
coastal.
oh, with the pickle, the
Yes,
picky pickle
yes,
person.
yes. I'll never forget that.
Well, as that was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. As one that is a tolerator of pineapple, should we say? I'll let you. You can call me the tolerator of pineapple on pizza. That has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about tonight. But tonight was a story the masshole saw of two halves of a show. First halves of the show was the XP bars taking over. We had some of the younger talent and the older, craftier veterans found ways. The second half of the show was a lot of pure, unbridled aggression. We saw Damon Ace and Balaam Lynx rekindling that rivalry. And even in the main event, before we kind of lost the stream, we saw two very, very game and very, very physical competitors in Atiba and David Drake. I don't think I've seen Atiba that focused before, but there's a lot to get through, a lot to unpack in this show. Sergey had his best showing, I think, ever this evening. Bruce Wayne's getting things done. There's a lot to unpack, bro. We got to put this suitcase down and get it open.
All right. Then let's not waste any more time. Let's kick things off with some tag team action tonight on Ignition between a surprise pairing of Brew and your Ignition champion Zamore going up against now back together again, JK Pop. No Preston.
Yeah. No Preston. No Preston. Just JK Pop, all JK Pop, and right back to the exact same JK Pop. But to get to Brew and Zamore there for a minute, I like this combination. This is like a couple horses getting together and figuring out that there might be something special here, but also keep in the back of your mind too that Brew a couple months ago had eyes and designs on that Ignition championship. So while he's still doing pretty good in the point standings, at the same point in time right now, he can have the Ignition champion right next to him. Get to know the moveset, get to know a lot of what's going on. But to be honest, that's a lot of only what he got a chance to do tonight was to be on the outside and watch. Because Zamore come in and started the match, but JK Pop, once they tried jumping the bell, didn't work so good. They realized they were completely outstrengthed and outmassed. Once the big fellas take over, then good things start to happen. But it just takes one move from Koyama to get the advantage back in his spot, and that's what they end up doing. They get the ref behind the back, we get a blind tag, and next thing you know, JK Pop is off to the races doing all the things that they do. They do a fantastic, before they get into their stuff, they do a great job of keeping Zamore down and isolated out of the corner. We've said it once, we've said it 100 times. JK Pop, our tag team specialists. We may not like their tactics. I, for one, can't stand it. Like I said, I wish they were still fighting in that 2 out of 3 match at Milestone. I wish it never ended. But it did. And now that they're back together, they're rekindling this magic that they have between the two of them, and they do a good job on Zamore against it. Zamore takes him forever to finally fight up because, I mean, JK Pop used everything in the arena to keep the ref distracted and to keep the advantage. Once Brew does get this hot tag, though, Brew comes in like an absolute bulldozer and just starts knocking people over and imposing his will all over the place. Zamore gets rid of Casanova on the outside, but makes a fatal mistake and goes for a corner run, hits the ring post, knocks himself out. And while ref is trying to get a hold of everything that's going on the outside, Koyama hits Brew with the low blow, hits both Buffaloes directly in the middle of the prairie. And it was nighty-night time for Brew, and Koyama gets the pin in 1, 2, 3. And now Koyama and Casanova, JK Pop, back on their own little winning ways, their own little cheating ways. But again, the whole point of I think this is to show the locker room that they are back together. They are unified. And Johnny, that could end up being a scary thing for the tag team division. We know there's a lot of teams trying to throw their hat and go after the Lemonheads. I mean, the Lemon Lords for their tag team championship. I did call them the Lemonheads. My bad. I misspoke. It was a Freudian slip. I love Lemonheads. They're like my favorite candy.
They're not.
But at the same, no, I like them. I always like them.
Oh,
but at the same time,
already getting into foods and melts already. That didn't take long.
A little bit. But no, don't think that the Lemonheads weren't sitting down watching this, and now JK Pop trying to throw their hands back into this tag team chase to try to get a shot at those guys. They've tried. They failed. They tried talking their way into a match. They failed. Now it seems as though that they're going to JK Pop their way back into a title match. I don't know. What do you think? You think that's their design?
I think the design from the get-go was to make sure that La Isla wasn't champions so that now they can contend for those titles once again.
Yep.
And even though it was a crummy way to win, they still got the win. And to be honest with you, they controlled most of the match to begin with. When they're on fire and they're doing their thing and they're a cohesive unit, they're very hard to stop as a tag team.
True.
It doesn't matter the size, because you saw them tonight with two big men, and they controlled a majority of that matchup.
They did. They really did. They did a good job of keeping Zamore out of it. But also, Johnny, during this match, the lights went red a couple times. Did you see this?
A couple times.
It really did.
Who, though?
All signs point to Drake. From what everybody's saying.
Well, I know it's Drake, but for who?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. If you're Drake, though, do you need a reason? Or are you just imposing your will everywhere? On Charged, on Ignition, in the locker room?
He's the champ for a reason.
He probably put a red light in the men's room and he's scaring people while they're in there relieving themselves. I don't know what's going on with David Drake.
That's unfortunate.
I don't even know if David Drake knows what's going on with David Drake. All he knows is he's a champion. And he's going to do whatever he wants. And he proves it again tonight.
That is true. And going back to what you said earlier with Brew and Zamore, yeah, I can understand where you're going with Brew and Zamore teaming up and having Brew has been recently setting his eyes on the Ignition champion. However, in order to get that opportunity, you got to win the matches. And if you're teamed up with Zamore, you got to make sure you win those matches and get your points up. And that did not happen tonight. He actually took a step back tonight.
He did.
So they're a good team. They really are. They seem to be in somewhat of a chemistry with each other. At least it showed towards the beginning of the match when they actually had a little bit of control before JK Pop took command of the entire rest of the match.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There is a future with those two, I think.
I think it's possible, but I think the Ignition Championship may come in the way of anything that we may see of them being teammates. This might have just been like... I
don't see Brew being that guy, though. I don't see Brew being that guy. I think if that ever does happen, and if these guys are still a tag team going forward, I don't see Brew or Zamore taking it personal. I think it'd just be a competitive match, to be honest with you, and may the best man win.
I do hope so. Everything we've seen out of the two of them lately says that that would be the case. However, Gold has ways of distorting the mind.
Yeah, I know. Look at Drake.
Yeah, I was literally going to say the exact same thing. Yep.
All right. Moving on. We have some Lockettes action to talk about here. We have Lola the Adventurer going up against Adrian Mascara.
Again, another installment in a great budding feud in this rivalry. We see the popularity contest at the beginning, and Adrian, hey, she had the crowd. Hey, what's up, Balaam? How you doing, Animal? Good match earlier tonight, man. Good match. We'll talk about that. We're going to get to you in just a few minutes there, bro.
You were technically the main event from what we saw.
For the most part. But no, here we go with another installment in this budding rivalry. And Adrian, like I said, had the crowd behind her, got the energy and the pace and the volume of the match was behind Adrian Mascara the entire way. But like I said in the beginning, the first half of the show to me seemed as though it was the resiliency of the veterans who had been there. They've seen this. They've been through this. They know how to stay in the match and then take advantage of an opening and an opportunity. We saw Koyama do it in the first match, although underhanded. Now at this point, well, should I say uppercutted? Maybe not underhanded, but uppercutted. Lola, the adventurer, withstands everything Adrian can throw at her. She turns the volume up to a bunch of really cool combos, that running leg lariat that she likes to throw, but then Adrian knows how to tone it back down and just get her into a headlock and wear her down. So it was a pace of Adrian trying to figure out what's going on, but Lola just staying resilient. And she does. Towards the end of the match, after Adrian's kind of worn herself out here, Lola comes up with a really cool combo, man. Nice jawbreaker with an enziguri right after it. And so you take it one on the front of the head and one on the back of the head. And Adrian went out. And Lola gets a win here after a very competitive luck edge match. This was a really good match. Lola and Adrian's probably best showing this year. I think they both took a lot of punishment, but also gave it right back. But Lola had the wherewithal to finish the match with a cool combo. Johnny, she didn't have to use the X marks. And she didn't get anything else. These were standard moves that kind of, I don't want to say caught the kid napping, but it was just one of those quick little moments where it was bang, bang. And then the next thing you know, the match is over.
Two things. One, I don't think that was the best match that we've seen out of these two.
Okay, that's fair.
I definitely think that there is more in the tank between these two, and I think we'll see that happen a few more times in the year 2023. But I want to point out something, and something that we saw before, during, and after the match. Typically, Lola is over with the crowd. Tonight, there was not a peep. What are your thoughts on that?
During that first segment of the given situation, I really feel like the
and you saw her mood change too. It was like an instant reaction for Lola in that moment.
Well, it's probably a huge surprise. More often than not, when they've done, they go over to the crowd and they just getting the cheers and getting the people fired up. More often than not, it's 50-50. We've seen a lot of Lola versus Lilith matches this year, and they've done this as well, and it's very 50-50. Tonight, I really think that what's going on here is the RMP faithful are really seeing what this kid Adrian has. I think they're seeing her come out week in and week out and give the effort that somebody who wants to climb the ranks is given, sacrificing her body, doing what she's got to do against the veterans, imposing her will against some of the other ones that may not be as veteran as maybe Lola and Lilith, but going out there and just win or lose, leaving every bit of the blood, sweat, and tears in the ring. And I really think it's picking off. Lola being very surprised by this. Kind of, you saw it, and you said it exactly perfectly, Johnny. Her face kind of like snapped, didn't it? And then she kind of went right after her and started the match very, very quickly at that moment. Adrian took control, but it kept going very much back and forth. This was a very good 50-50 match. And Adrian was getting the better part of the cheers in this match. And if you're Lola, I mean, that can absolutely mess with the psyche a little bit, especially if you had a plan to come out and do what you had to do, and now things are changing from the moment of the opening bell. That's kind of like one of those psychological advantages that, like, instantly before a move is even thrown, Adrian already has the advantage because she has the crowd, and she had the crowd.
Oh, I don't know. We got to figure out what happens next week. Let's see what her reaction is next week. There is definitely a change in the air, that's for sure. And I think
it's growing.
I think Lola's picking up on it. I wonder if it has anything to do with her allegiance with the law office.
Could you blame him if it was?
It could be a bunch of different things. We're just going to have to find out and watch. But either way, it definitely flipped the switch in Lola.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see what happens in the weeks going forward in that situation. Let's move on to this, because this ended up being a whole lot of chaos, a whole lot of matches, and a whole lot of points all in one here.
No, this was wicked pissa. This whole thing that happened, this is why I love pro wrestling. This is RMP. This is professional wrestling right here. We need to get to.
All right. Well, first off, let's get to the original match that was scheduled on paper tonight. We had Echo going up against Jason Knoll.
With Panthro. We basically all but got ourselves a handicap match here where Echo was fighting from the back from the entire beginning of this whole thing. He was already at a disadvantage.
You're not wrong.
No, from the bell, he was at a disadvantage. Panthro imposes himself. Ref Eli has to do a better job of keeping him out of there, but it's hard. You got two experienced guys in the ring that know how to go, and then you got Panthro on the outside, who's been a nuisance and a distraction every single time he's on the outside. I don't think there's been a single match where he's just stayed out there and not imposed his will somehow, some way in the match. Like, even Preston himself has not imposed himself as many times as Panthro has for Jason Knoll and for others anytime he's been out there. But Echo realizes very quickly that he's going to have a hard time because Knoll has the power advantage. Anything Echo tries in the beginning, Knoll just blocks with the power, regardless of Panthro imposing himself or not. And then Jason Knoll just keeps the high impact shots coming and just wearing Echo down. But one thing we know about Echo Busin is that he is one of the most resilient guys. It is so hard to keep him on the mat for a 3 count. It is nigh impossible. I say nigh because we get to the end of the match here, and it does end up being Jason Knoll that ends up winning this match. He gets out of a sky high, beautifully double knee combo, but then he gets crotched on the top rope and he gets slammed down, and Jason Knoll uses the power over the smaller man to get the win, with Panthro being a total knucklehead the entire time. And this was not all Jason Knoll's doing. This was a valiant effort between the two of them. But Johnny, who came out to save the day?
Somebody who we never would have thought would have came out to save the day.
Was the last guy I thought we were going to see who was going to come out and save the day. Sergey.
That guy.
Sergey comes out and absolutely saves the day. Sergey comes out with a microphone and looks right at Panthro, saw what happened to his buddy Echo, and challenges Panthro to a match right away. And we hear instantly, well, maybe not instantly, but, a few seconds later, Danger Dean, Presidente Peligro, was watching and text ring announcer Spicer and let him know that this is an official match. Go right ahead and ring the bell because he wants to see this. And we all wanted to see Panthro get a little bit of what he deserved after imposing himself in this last match. And Sergey comes out hot. He comes out looking really good. A couple atomic drops. We see the karate chops directly to the top of the cranium. Sergey is feeling it, and he's in there. And then Jason Knoll turns around and returns the favor that Panthro gave him earlier and clotheslines Sergey right out of his sneakers. And the ref sees it. Ref Benny sees it. DQs Panthro immediately, and Sergey gets a win. Now, that's a point. That is a point. Panthro loses a point. The bell rang. The referee rang the bell to end the match. That is a point. I know there was a lot of discrepancy in the chat and such things like that. But as far as I've understood the points, and we've been doing them, that is a point for Sergey. Now, after that, now there's a melee, John, right? They all started fighting to the back, and I'm thinking it's
Complete
over.
chaos.
What do you think? It was nuts, right? I'm thinking this whole thing's over. They're fighting by the announce table. Lucas and Stone are getting out of the way, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. Then they fight back to the ring, and Ref Spicer makes the second best announcement of the night. The first announcement was to give Sergey this match. The second best announcement was that this is now, doing his best Teddy Long impression, going to be a tag team match. And it's going to be Sergey and Echo against Panthro and Knoll. So now each of these guys doing double duty, and now they're coming back out to have the tag team match against each other. And Sergey is in there, and he's still feeling it, man. That clothesline really didn't hurt him too much, and he's still working hard against Panthro. Knocks Panthro down. Goes after Jason Knoll. Man, Sergey is just feeling it. I'm loving this guy. He's doing so good. Goes after Knoll, knocks Knoll off, and then we see Echo come off the top with the Senton and the 1-2-3 onto Panthro. And now Sergey and Echo both get a point. So Echo lost a point and then got a point. So he's back to where he was at 1 point. And Sergey gets 2 points. 2 for each of these matches. And damn it if he didn't earn it.
15 minutes.
Damn it if he didn't earn it. Right. It kind of felt that way, right? Like one of those little point scramble kind of situations, because we had 3 matches rapid fire. So there was a lot of points that got divvied out. And I said it in the chat that Sergey climbed the leaderboard big time. Sergey is now sitting at 3 points tied for second place if you don't call Curtis Cole in first place, because Curtis already has the title match sometime down the line. But Sergey has worked his way back up to 3 points, and Sergey and Echo celebrate on the way out. And it was a much better way to end than with the clothesline here from on the outside, or Echo getting crotched from the outside. We actually see the match come to a fruition, and 3 separate matches were had in less than 10 minutes. John, this made my head spin. There was so much going on, but this is why I love Rocky Mountain Pro. You never know what to expect, or in this case, perfectly said, who to expect it from.
I mean, you talk about head spinning. I mean, it was very hard to follow.
It was. It was.
Going back to where do I even begin here? Echo versus Jason Noel. Look, that match straight up was just about size. To be perfectly honest with you, I think if Echo was a little bit bigger, that match probably would have went differently. And also, if Panthro was nowhere to be found, I think honestly, I'm gonna blame that loss on Eli, because Eli has seen Panthro on the apron multiple times during that match and did not do anything to get rid of him. And so I don't really, honestly, I mean, even though there was a huge size difference in this match, I do not blame Echo for this loss whatsoever. I definitely think the referee in that position should probably have used a little bit more discretion and maybe kicked Panther out after the second or third time he hopped up on the apron and got in the way of all the match. Jesus God, I am struggling. It's the Fite, man.
You're struggling, but you're not wrong. See, that's the thing. You are not wrong at all. The first time Panther come up, warn him. The second time he comes up, hey, listen, next time I'm going to throw you out of here. And then you start him posing.
What would you do in that situation, Marky? If you were in Eli's shoes during that match, what would you do? What would your discretion be?
Well, in the beginning, when Panthro imposed himself almost right after the bell, okay, Panthro jumped up onto the apron right after the bell, I would have turned around and admonished him right there that this is where you need to stay out there. Don't make me do what I have to do. Stay out here. Cheer for your guy, but stay out here. The second time he jumps up on the apron, I'm going to get in his face and be a whole lot louder about the situation, but tell him to get down. I might give him one more time. I'll give him one more time. He is a straight-to-DVD movie star, all right? You can at least respect that he's on a DVD in a $5 bucket at a Walmart in some quiet corner of, like, Nowheresville, USA. Guaranteed he's on some cover somewhere, but nobody's seen it because that's at the bottom. But the third time that I had seen him...
On the $5 Walmart bucket?
Yeah. You go to Walmart and there's like $5 DVDs from like 37 years ago. Yeah. Panthro's in a bucket something. So a little respect. I might have given him the third time, but that third time, you're out of here, dude. You're imposing in the match. You're imposing your own will against a far smaller opponent, against 2 gigantic... I understand it's pro wrestling, but that's an element of control that Ref Eli should have done better.
All right. I know we're picking on Eli tonight. But that was honestly, I mean, if you're any ref,
I'm a ref. We can't.
Yeah,
we can't.
That's a tough situation to be in from the get go.
Speaking of ref, Alice Lane popping in the chat. What's up, ref?
Yes, sir.
D Hort, Bruce Wayne's the boss himself popping in.
All right, and Pantho and Sergey. Let's get to this second part of this melee that ensued over that 15-minute span. Look. I think we can both agree that Sergey does not have to use the muffin button really at all anymore.
No.
It shows that the training is working. It shows that he is improving. And, I mean, you saw what happened against Pantho, man. He was rocking and rolling. Reverse atomic drop, forward atomic drop, just laying those chops in. And, my God, he looked good.
He did. He's obviously been rolling around. He's obviously been at the training. He's learning to put a couple moves together. He really is. And he almost hit that split leg moonsault. He almost hit it in the next match.
Yeah.
In the next match. He almost hit it. It was like a split leg senton. Kind of. Like he got him with the back of his head. But it's proven Sergey is really hitting the mat hard. He's rolling around. He's learning the moves.
Jason Noel had to get involved in the match and get Panthro disqualified kind of shows the progression of Sergey.
I agree.
And then you move on to the third match in this melee here, the tag team match. Give us your honest opinion, and Chad can weigh in on this as well. Do we have a name for Echo and Sergey?
For their tag team?
If they ever do tag again, what would that tag team be? What would be a good name?
The Muffin Birds.
You can post that in the comments as well below the VOD. Also, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe as well. Let us know what you think. The name.
Ergay. That's good.
Ergay.
The Mocking Muffins. Yeah. Keep them coming. Please keep them coming. All show. I don't care. If you think of a tag team name for Echo and Sergey, all night, keep them coming. Please. Please, please, please.
Because they seem to be on the right page. They were rocking and rolling too. They surprisingly had some decent chemistry.
Good cohesion. Echo was right there for the tag at the very end. I know it didn't go very long, but they went in, they imposed their will on two guys that had just done them wrong, and they come out with a victory. Sergey comes out with 2 victories. I mean, if you're looking for a hot start to a new friendship, you just witnessed it, folks.
Going from Balaam Links and La Isla to the Mocking Muffins.
The Mocking Muffins.
What is happening here?
I don't know, but we need some more. We need more. Keep them coming, folks.
La
Keep them coming.
Isla El... What?
Magdalenas.
Magdalenas? What?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. Good try, though.
Is that Spanish for muffins?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, the Isle of Muffins.
Maybe Oh, God. Oh, God. Is that it?
All right. I'm going to write that down.
Hashtag
Muffin Island. Muffin Island.
Hashtag the island of muffins.
It can't be the island. That's La Isla, and that's no more as of right now.
Islands of muffins.
Yeah, I know.
He's from Guam, dude. Just saying.
The Moscow Mockers.
Oh boy. There you go.
With the $2 super chat of tag team name of 2023.
It really is.
The Moscow Mockers.
It seems like every year there's always a tag team that gets together, whether it's a one-off or whatever, or they go on a little bit of a run. There's always a quirky tag team that you never thought would have existed that has probably the best names in wrestling that get created. The first year we were doing this, it was Buffalo Owen. Remember
Buffalo
that?
Owen.
For Peak of the Pack, and that was Christ. That was trending all on Rocky Mountain Pro Media, dude, for a while.
Buffalo Owen was trending for a long time. We couldn't get Brew on the same page with. Owen wanted it.
I think it'd be a different story now. I think it'd be a different story now.
A very different story.
Because Brew was on Legion before when that happened.
And Owen, wherever you are, bro, we thinking of you. We miss you. We love you. We hope you okay. But it's just been forever, bro. We just hope you okay at this point.
All right. So we're going to get to all the official point standings after we're done talking about this. We only got a couple more matches to talk about. So we'll get right into the point standings because that match had multiple points earned and lost during that whole 15-minute melee. So we'll get into all of that at the end. Well, let's move on to our next match. We had another tag team match here. All right, we had Smoke and Mirrors going up against Briscoe and Bruce Wayans.
So I'm just going to say it out loud. This match was better than it had any right to be.
Yeah?
Yep. Cushman and Mick Diamond have a special thing. I think this is a budding tag team. I think this is going to be a successful tag team once they kind of put their foot, like their pedal to the metal, so to speak, right? Once they both get on the same page with everything and they both just fill that XP bar some, I think this could be a great tag team. And I think this could be something that maybe we're talking about more in depth, about more important situations, maybe going into 2024. Give them the summer and the winter to figure some stuff out, and we'll see. Bossy and Bruce just fit naturally, didn't it? Between the two of them, man, like these two guys, they were on the same page and cohesive. But you got a guy like the Final Boss, and that's something that Briscoe's been in your starting lineup with Kendrick LaRoe, and they've been having their own success, but nothing against Kendrick. When you step in there and you tag with the final boss, the former RMP champion, former Charge champion, when you tag with this man, you are tagging with like greatness, the elite level of the RMP talent. And Briscoe really stepped the game up tonight. And like I said before, this was another match that had the winner just basically be the one that could outlast and show how much bigger their XP bar was. And Bruce and Briscoe end up doing that. Both of these teams are amazingly coherent. I'm not coherent. What's the word? What? They're on the same page. No matter what, 110. I just had a brain fart on the right word. They're both of them on the same page. We see Smoke and Mirrors doing very well to isolate Briscoe in the corner. And then we see Bruce and Briscoe doing a real good job isolating Cushman. And Bruce and Briscoe just find a way to get through it. Boss hits all the favorites. He gets Gotham sidekick onto Cushman, but like Briscoe threw him into him. So there was a lot of cohesion is the word I'm looking for. A lot of cohesion between these two guys that may not have tagged too much, but instantly brought the fight to Smoke and Mirrors. And then at the end, it's Briscoe Crown hitting that inverted DDT, not the crowning achievement, but hitting this inverted DDT for the win. Both of the teams looked very, very good. I was impressed with Cushman because for a while he really was getting the screws put to him, man. Like he was hurting in the corner the same way Briscoe was in the first part of the match. But he ends up going into the bag of tricks and rolls himself up a side sativa leg sweep and kind of getting a little bit of space to get himself some oxygen, makes a tag, but then Briscoe takes care of business, hits that DDT, and gets the win. And Boss and Briscoe looking real good. Smoke and Mirrors don't really have a lot to take away from this that's too much negative, because for the majority of the match, they were looking like a sharp and on-point tag team. But Bruce and Briz just put it away at the end, and John, I'm putting it all on the XP bar.
What do you think of Bruce Waynes and Briscoe as a tag team in general? We know about Smoke and Mirrors. We know that they're an up-and-coming tag team, and they're actually getting better as the weeks go on. And I think, and then like you said earlier on, I think these guys have the potential to really become something special. But going back here to Bruce and Briscoe, there was no Kendrick LaRoe tonight, but it seems like Briscoe has a very good cohesion with Bruce Waynes here as a team. And I know Bruce, he's, we saw last week on Charge, he's trying to, wipe everything under the rug with Atiba and trying to regain that friendship with Atiba again. But Bruce and Briscoe, man, they look good.
They were very impressive. And I'm willing to believe that Briz and Bruce had a long talk beforehand. I think they got on the same page just because they haven't tagged together like this. And now they go out against Smoke and Mirrors, and they got to be on the same page. You can't take Smoke and Mirrors lightly. I know they're at the bottom of the Ignition point standings. They really aren't doing too good in the win column as a tag team. But we've seen this from a lot of tag teams. We saw it from your starting lineup. We've seen it from a lot of tag teams. They come in and you got to pay the piper for a while and get that XP bar up. To me, Briscoe Crown's XP bar leveled up twice tonight. Just being in there with Bruce and tagging with Bruce while Bruce is feeding you all of this knowledge and all of these moments where you can get in there and work well with a former RMP champion. I think Briscoe Crown really comes out the winner of Bruce Waynes kind of being like the experienced vet and going out there and working real good with the young man. Because I'm not going to call Briscoe Crown a rookie anymore. I'm not really going to call him the new guy. He's had one hell of a year this year, and last year, all he did was prove us that he was here to stay and that he had all the tools. He is not, I wouldn't call him like a veteran just yet, but he's not a new guy. So he's been around, he's seen Bruce enough, and I think that they found that they had this kind of kinship with each other. They understood each other, and that they could go out there, be cohesive, and get a W. And to the point, Briscoe Crown hit the move. It wasn't Boss that finished it. We didn't see a batarang. We saw Briscoe Crown with the DDT. Good for the kid.
Yeah, and it looks like Briscoe has his eyes set on bigger and better prizes, as we've been seeing on Charge as of late. We'll see what happens going forward, but I mean, Briscoe right now is on another level. He's having one hell of a year.
He's really put the pieces of the puzzle together, and he's figuring out.
And since we're past Milestone, we can almost kind of hint at possible nominees for for the Peak Awards in 2023, and I think Briscoe is definitely making a running here to be the breakout star in 2023, dude.
That's what I was about to say, dude. This guy's probably in the forefront right now for breakout of the year by far.
All right, moving on. We've seen this.
Oh, this match.
Yes, we've seen this a few times. We saw it last year at Milestone and how personal that match got leading up to last year's Milestone, and then having the actual match last year, rekindling the flame a little bit, I guess you could say. Balaam Lynx versus Damon Ace. Never gets old, I don't think.
It doesn't, because no match that they've had disappoints. Every match that they've had, both of them have left it all in the ring, as they always do, regardless of who they're wrestling. But you can tell when they look into each other's eyes that they have to step their games up against each other. It's one thing if you're the weapon and you're this monster, and you walk around, you're Damon Ace, and you are just imposing yourself any single time you get in a match. It's another thing if you're Balaam Lynx and you are the former charge champion and you've been there and you know what's going on. You've had wars with this guy. You're very well respected as a leader in the locker room. But then it's another thing to look into each other's eyes and know that none of that matters right now. And that was one of those moments that these two guys had tonight. And it was Damon that ended up coming up with a lot of the advantage in this match. Balaam seemed to be fighting from behind for a lot of it. Damon just had a lot of the answers to any of the offense that Balaam threw at him. Don't get me wrong. Balaam had his moments. He got a few of the moves in, man, but then Damon was right there. After he eats a clothesline and a super kick, an animality, Damon's just right there to get out of the way. He just keeps the wherewithal, and it's just anything you can do. Damon says, I promise you I can do it better. And to be honest, in the end of this match, Damon proves himself correct. Although, we got to say one thing about Balaam Lynx, the amount of punishment that he took and the amount of frustration that he dealt with in this match. He kicked out of a persona non grata. I don't know who has kicked out of it before. I think we may have seen one person kick out of it. I think Yaden kicked out of it. I think he's the only other person to kick out of it.
I think Balaam did last year at Milestone.
Did he kick out of it at Milestone last year?
I think so.
I was too busy in awe watching what I was watching last year at Milestone. But Balaam kicks out of the persona non grata, but then Damon Ace with zero hesitation. And this is why he's the NRW champion. This is why he's a weapon. This is why he will be a force to be reckoned with in professional wrestling. He just made his AEW debut. He wrestled Takashita the other day. This is why we call Damon Ace violently intelligent. He doesn't even wait to get his own gasp of air. As soon as Lynx kicks out of the persona, he locks in the rear naked choke and he fades. He doesn't get a chance to tap. Ref Alice does the merciful thing and just rings the bell instantaneously like she absolutely should have. Damon doesn't let it go for an extra 4 seconds, but it's not like Balaam knew Balaam was out. So that's just Damon going back to Damon ways. Now that the match is over, now he can go back to being that.
I wouldn't say Damon going back to Damon ways. I think Damon was definitely quick on his feet, and he knew what he had to do. As soon as he realized that Balaam Lynx kicked out of that persona non grata, he instantly jumped on that joke, on that sleep a hold type joke that he has.
Well, that's what I meant, but I meant after the bell was rung. He hung on to that choke for a good solid 5-6 seconds, which was completely unnecessary. The man was already out cold. But then again, we know Damon Ace. And at the very minimum, he did let it go. You're right, Alice. This was an absolute wicked back and forth match. But Damon just seemed to have more of the answers than Balaam could muster towards the end of it. And Damon Ace wins the match. Balaam wrestles one hell of a match. It's almost a sin that he has to lose a point here, but he does lose a point in the Ignition standings. But Damon Ace, with that NRW championship going forward, it is going to be a task and a half. Who can step up and take that off of him, or who would even step up and challenge him for that again?
Yaden's trying.
Besides Yaden. I understand Yaden. I understand that, but if you're in the locker room, are you watching to see who's going to finish? Or do you have the guts, the balls, the cojones to impose yourself? I'm willing to bet it's only option one. It's only Yaden at this point.
Oh, we'll have to see. NRW is a special kind of championship as well. It only gets defended at pay-per-views, and it's always defended under a stipulation. I'm sure there are guys in the back that wants a piece of that. I mean, that's history that Damon holds right there. It's not just a normal belt. That belt's been around since the beginning of NRW. That's the original one.
Mhm.
So Damon's holding a piece of Rocky Mountain Pro history, technically. And I'm sure other people would want to grab a hold of that and carry that prestige along besides Damon, besides Yaden. So we're just going to have to see who steps up. But yeah, I mean, this match, again, doesn't disappoint, like Marky said earlier. Very good match. This match actually might be a contender for our first Ignition for a match of the week. To be perfectly honest with you. I mean, I already have one set, but I think this week we might have two. I think we might have a double this week. But let's move on here. The main event, Atiba versus your RMP champion, David Drake. However, we can't really talk about this match too much because, unfortunately, the internet went out down at the Wimmer, and we saw the first, minute or so, and then we just had the circle of death. So, and then it picked back up, but it picked back up as David Drake had the mandible maul and defeated Atiba, which we now have proof that Atiba lost a point tonight.
True. Yes, he did. That's one thing we do know. And one thing I do want to say about Atiba in this match, for all of his, the way he's been lately, how he's been very conflicted and kind of on the negative side of things, I tell you what, that man showed up for business tonight. In the first part of that match, before we lost streak.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't playing around tonight.
No.
It was a 5-point bounty, dude.
5-point bounty. You're in the ring with the Rocky Mountain Pro champion, the Mauler himself, the Midwest Mauler. He's calling himself. Like, I'm telling you, you have to show up as hard as humanly possible. And Atiba showed every bit that he was ready. If you told me the beginning of this match that we got to watch, if you told me that this match was for the Rocky Mountain Pro championship, I would believe you.
Well, think about it. Think about it, though. This was a 5-point bounty.
Yep.
This is how huge this match was for Atiba tonight. If Atiba won this match somehow, some way, he would have had a number one contender shot for the Ignition title and probably would have jumped up a lot of people in the RMP championship running, because if you pin a champion, I'm sorry, you deserve to be up there. Whether you're the number one contender or not, you are going to be up in that conversation for Danger Dean later on down the road.
You have to be. You pin the champion.
Yeah.
You pin David Drake. What more do you need to earn a title shot at that moment in time? This would have been the perfect storm of everything to put together for Atiba to try a run at the RMP championship. And like I said, we missed the match. We're going to try to get some video. We're going to try to show it on Sunday. See, maybe we can have a little watch along here on Sunday night when we do the show. But at the same time, that's not what happened. We did see Atiba lose the end of the match. But what we also see at the end is David Drake losing every collective brain cell that he had left at the end of that match.
Trust me, he has brain cells.
Oh,
he has brain cells. Doesn't.
But every one of them went nuts at the end. Atiba's out, and he's still pulling him up and punching him back down. He goes after Ref Eli, puts his hands on the referee over in the corner. Ref Eli's over there peeing his pants. I don't blame him. I might have too. But at the same point here, Bruce Waynes comes down and makes the save. And now at least Atiba's out of dodge. That kind of helps his situation with Atiba a little bit too. He came down and saved his Broseph from a big beating that would have ended up happening at the hands of David Drake.
I'm telling you, last Tuesday on Charge, I think Brucey is actually trying to sweep everything under the rug and trying to rekindle this friendship that he has with Atiba. Because I'm sorry, brothers fight all the time. We saw it at Milestone 13 against JK Pop. Look at where they're at now.
Bruce.
Could be the same thing. Could be the same thing with Brucey and Atiba, yeah.
And they got so much history between the two of them.
Oh, yeah.
They may not be like blood brothers, like actually related, but that doesn't matter. You can have a friend that you're so close to that's your bro, and that's as close to any that your brother, whether it's blood or not. And I'm sure Atiba and Boss have been up and down that road so many times where, you know what, the blood don't matter. It's just, you know the other guy, whether you love him right now or you hate him right now, you just know the other guy. And Boss and Atiba have that between each other. And I think you're right. I think Boss is trying to be the bigger man and sweep all that garbage under the rug, the subservience and the headband and all the tasks that Atiba threw at him earlier this year. I think he's just trying to be a bigger man about it. That's Boss. That's just Boss.
All right. Well, that's about all we can talk about in the main event. Unfortunately, I mean, they were, I think, offline for a good, almost 10 minutes. So it must have been a good match if it lasted that long. But we'll try and get the video uploaded, and hopefully we'll be able to watch some of that. I believe we are supposed to be doing the rewind this Sunday, which I'm still kind of working on myself. I'm still trying to figure out a couple things to get that to happen. I got to make some transfers, but we're gonna try and go way back, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna try and go back to NRW episode 1. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. I'm not gonna make any guarantees about the main event of Ignition, and I'm not gonna make a lot of guarantees about NRW. We do have Charge Season 2 set, ready to go, in case all else fails, but I'm going to make a point to get everything transferred over, and hopefully we'll have a nice little rewind from the early beginnings of Rocky Mountain Pro, before it was Rocky Mountain Pro, and it was NRW. So, other than that, that's going to conclude Ignition for tonight. I mean, a couple matches less than normal, but all in all, still a fantastic show. Let's go to the official point standings by one Marky Pens, and let's see where we are at here in terms of the Ignition title race.
It is a very messy paper that the Masshole holds in his hand right now, but we're working on getting a spreadsheet made up. Mrs. Pins knows how to do spreadsheets. I don't, so we're just going to get Mrs. Pins to help me out with that one, but we're working on that for the future. But that has nothing to do with the point standings that we have as of right now. So after this evening's Ignition, we still have Curtis Cole sitting at 5 points with his Ignition title shot coming at some point in time in the near future. We'll get there.
Gotta be the near future at some point. He's held that for a while.
Well, we also have a few people who are getting close to 5 points as well here. So Curtis may not be so much by himself anymore, should a few people win a couple matches here coming up. Right now, right behind Curtis Cole, with 4 points in the standings, is Caden Koyama, who is next in line right after Cole, should he win one match. Right underneath him, starting the tie of those with 3. There are 3 with 3. We have Johnny Casanova. We have the final boss himself, Bruce Waynes. And we have Sergey, all at 3. So there's a knucklehead and 2 guys I like. Briscoe Crown sitting there at 2 points. He got his point tonight with the boss. He got 2. We have another 3-way tie at 1. Echo, Kendrick, and Atiba are all sitting at 1. Echo, after that little menagerie of he lost 1 and then he won 1. So he basically started the night at 1 and he stays at 1 at this moment. Panthro is down to the goose egg. He's down to 0. And in the negatives, we have Brew at -1. Balaam Lynx and Sky Hawksman are both sitting at -2. Mick Diamond drops to -4, and bringing up the rear with the side sativa plex is the Cushman at -6. So that's your Ignition point standings. Koyama at 4, Casanova, Bossy, and Sergey at 3, and Briscoe sitting at 2. Those are your top 5 without Curtis Cole. So in the next few weeks, there's a lot coming up going into NRW. There's 4 people that are within 1 match, or 5 people that are within a bounty point match of getting themselves a title shot at Zamore, or Curtis Cole, should he ever get that title shot and somehow take that belt off of Zamore. But you know what, to be honest, even if Curtis Cole got that shot against Zamore, that is going to be one hell of a match, and that's going to be a hard match to predict. It really would. So things are up in the air, but right now, Your Ignition champion, Zamore, riding high. Even though he took a beating tonight in the match with Brew, lost the match. More JK Poppery. They're back, boys. They're back.
I agree, Mr. Fourth Row. I think we should make Mark a physical green monster out of town scoreboard replica for the Drive for 5.
You know,
It's not bad.
that's a better idea than a spreadsheet. Let me work on that. That's a great idea. We can make a green monster out of something. I get this whole file cabinet back here. Let me work that out. Let me figure that out.
Can you get the old numbers that they have at Fenway where they slide in and then they slide out and you can just add a new number in there?
Let me figure that out.
Let
me figure that out.
We'll do it the right way if we're doing it that way.
Well, doing it the right way is going to Fenway and stealing that one, but that's called getting arrested. So we're going to do it.
That's called never going to happen in the history of mankind. So,
although I have been in the wall one time. I have been
too.
in the wall. Have you? Took the tour?
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, that's a good idea, Mr. Fourth Row. Let me work on that.
All right. And kudos to Marky for keeping up with the point standings week after week.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Now time for the plugs. Of course, we have NRW coming up August 3rd. That's still about a month and a half away, so we got time for NRW. We're going to probably start pushing that probably next month once the next set of charges are ready to go and we're not involved and we can actually focus on trying to get some more memberships. But there is also, I do believe, a couple house shows this weekend for Rocky Mountain Pro. We do have makeups from the beginning of the month that we ended up missing at first. And no, we will not be there this time around either. I think our planes are going to be landing on Monday night, Tuesday morning-ish. You muted?
Sorry. It's Tuesday morning.
Oh, it's Tuesday morning
when we get back in there. This one is Tuesday morning. Yeah. We don't have the Monday night luxury this time. So this one, we're going back there Tuesday morning.
It's the Spirit Express, my friend, dude.
We're trying to just keep these flights at reasonable costs, and it's the red eye if you want to do that. It is what it is.
Fantastic. But they do have a house show at Ramiro's on Saturday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's over in Lafayette, Colorado. If you're in that area, go check out some RMP Wrestling live there. I believe it's a 21-plus show, so if you're a child, sorry, you can't participate in Saturday night's festivities. However, on Sunday, RMP is going to be traveling to Snowpack. And that is going to be a 4 p.m. semi-matinee wrestling show that RMP is going to put on in front of the Snowpack crowd in Conifer, Colorado. So if you're in Conifer or you want to take the trek up there, bell time starts at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I heard that there was good pizza up there in Conifer.
I heard that there is wicked pizza up there. We did not get to try it. It decided to rain and rain and rain that weekend, but we will have to make it there and try that pizza.
And Johnny, one more thing I forgot to say about your recent gig on Charge. I hope you had some tea and honey on standby to keep the voice in tip-top shape. It's rough right now, I'm not going to lie to you. And I probably got, I got 3 weeks left, probably about another 10 matches or so, roughly.
It's about right.
It'll be sore by the end of June. I'm almost guaranteeing it. Yeah, I heard the Snowpack has one of the best Hawaiian pizzas around.
I'll let you try that, and you can let me know how it works out.
Oh, I won't be there. I won't be able to try that till probably next time or next year or whenever. But
and I'll wait for you to try it, and you can let me know how that works out. I am not the eater of pineapple. I am the tolerator of pineapple. And tolerating something means it's at your leisure when you choose to have it or not.
Is that what we're going to call you now? Is that going to be your
Tolerator of
nickname now?
pineapple.
Marky,
I'll
the
compromise.
tolerator of pineapple pins. There you go.
I'll compromise. I'm a fair guy. I'm a fair guy. You know, I can compromise. You know, we can find a happy median somewhere. I've been a married man for a very long time, and you know, it's all about compromise and figuring where the midpoint is. And the midpoint of that is I will be the tolerator of
You just
pineapple.
have to admit, at this point, you just have to admit that pineapple deserves to be on pizza.
I do not have to admit that at all. No, because I still have very mixed feelings about it. I don't have to admit that in the least bit. No, I tried it. I paid my penance. I ate it again. And then I ate it again because you're an ass.
Exactly.
No, because you put it on my
twice.
pizza and I felt I did it just so that you wouldn't do it again. Like you missed the whole point.
But it was better quality pineapple instead of the lame Domino's crap.
I'm not gonna lie, the other pineapple that you put on, it was far better than the Domino's
see,
garbage. But
you gotta have good quality pineapple there, dude.
That's still the difference between a fart that reeks and a fart that goes away in a minute. Like neither one are pleasant. You just get rid of one faster. It's not much of a.
It deserves to be there.
It's all farts. It's just all farts.
It's just.
I don't know what to tell you. It's all farts.
All right. What time do we have? Oh, it's smack
11.
dab at 11 o'clock. What about perfect timing, huh? How about this? We'll be nice. Next 10 minutes, we'll chat it up with the RMP faithful here before we sign off. It's a quicker show than normal, and we weren't able to deliver the main event for you guys and give our thoughts on it. So, in place of that, we'll chill with the RMP faithful for the next 10 minutes.
You want with the $2 super chat,
Dudes and foods. Yeah, it's basically, or foods and dudes, or whatever.
No, dudes and foods.
Dudes and foods. So are we sticking with the what was what we came up with? I think it was the Moscow Mockers. Is that what we're really sticking with? Because I'll run with that.
I mean,
hold up.
It's not bad. I think that's the best one we got.
Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna check real quick. Okay, I'm gonna check the old
what are you
RMP
checking?
YouTube channel.
All right.
Because I'm curious now. I want to know if we have any extra slots left for emotes.
Why, are you trying to put a giant piece of pineapple for an emote or some crap like that?
I
know you would too, because you're an ass.
If you keep on pushing the issue, maybe. Where is the... Let's see.
Hunter, I was honored to don the purple again. I got to go through a night of training with everybody that first night that we were there during Milestone Week, and to ref the matches that I did, to be a part of the show like I was amazing this year.
I got some news.
It's nothing like home.
That's
all I can say. You got news, guy?
I got news. We have 3 more open slots to fill for the emojis.
All right.
Is one of them going to be hashtag Moscow Mockers?
I don't think so. Probably not.
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm going to reserve a spot just in case. We'll see what happens the next couple of ignitions. I'm not going to do it just yet, but if for some reason Sergey and Echo pair off a couple more times, and they're okay with it, I think we have a cool little emote right there.
If they pair off, if this becomes a thing,
if it becomes a thing, we're gonna reserve the spot just in case. And then Mr. Fourth Row goes pineapple it up. Yes.
You guys y'all can have fun with that.
Pineapple emojis, pineapple pizza emojis, Hawaiian pizza emojis. What are we thinking here? Can we get
I like D-Horn's idea better, because your idea about pineapple sucks.
It's
I
a
think
good
we need
idea,
a main
actually.
event. It's a crappy idea. Main event Echo.
I don't get it.
Because the guy could be the main event.
Yeah, he could be, actually. I just got a lot of the images and stuff a couple days ago. So once I'm done doing what we're doing, which by the way, folks, there's going to be a new video dropping tomorrow afternoon, which is probably going to be like early afternoon for you guys out in the mountain areas. There's going to be a new video for Match of the Week. As you saw last week, we had Carson Drake versus Balaam with our thoughts at the end of the video. This week, I believe we have Curtis Cole and Gino Rivera as the Match of the Week as of right now. But however, after what we saw on Ignition between Balaam and Damon, we might add a second one if I have time. Not making any guarantees because I'm still working on shorts. But
you're doing a great job with all these videos, bro. You're doing an awesome job.
There's at least going to be one dropping tomorrow. That is for sure. So yes, we're going to be updating a lot of the emotes. You guys are also, especially for the ongoing members of supporters and pay-per-view members, you will be getting different what's the word? You're going to be getting different loyalty badges next to your name, and they're going to be different colors, and they're going to symbolize how many months you have been a member. So you get to really stick out if you have been re-upping your membership every month. So you're going to be getting a different color. I think we're going to start with 6 months because I think we're on 4 months straight with the membership stuff. So I think we're going to start.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
I think we're going to have the second one as 6 months, and the third one's going to be 12 months, 24, and so on and so forth. So they're not going to be as consistent as Twitch, but if you sub for a year or become a member for a year, you'll have a special badge. For 2 years, you'll have a different color badge, another special badge, and so on and so forth. So you really get to stick out amongst the RMP faithful. You'll be getting that as well. And unfortunately, I know that we do this every month. There's just not going to be enough time to do a membership-only stream this month in June. However, I think the plan is that we're going to do 2 next month.
That's a fair makeup. I like that. That's compromise.
To be honest with you, and the only reason why that is the case is because we have to fly out there 3 more times. And we are very busy.
As much as I'm loving doing the thing, actually being there, doing the thing, that responsibility needs to come first, and we can get those shows, like the member appreciation shows and having interviews and stuff. We can get a couple of those up next month, but the dudes are very busy. Through the month of June, things are going to be very, very busy for the dudes here.
All right. Let's see. I think that's it in terms of that. So we do have a couple extra emote slots created based on our new memberships and all that stuff. So thank you to all the new members, because every new member that we get unlocks a emote slot. And I don't know what the limit is for that, but as long as people keep on becoming members, we're going to keep on getting more spaces for emotes, and that's more perks for our members here on the channel. So that's nothing but good stuff. Other than that, that's about it. Chat, do you have anything to talk about real quick while we're still here? We got a few more minutes.
Actually, D-Horde had a pretty good idea. Can we get a poll for potential emotes?
I can do that right now, as a matter of fact. If I remember how to do it. Now, I did it a couple times. I just don't remember. Okay, start a poll.
I will refrain from the "that's what she said" jokes while we talk about polls.
Yes, please do.
Yep.
Because it's not
they'll be going off up here. They'll be going off up here. Just use your imagination.
There are going to be some changes to the already existing emotes. The champions will be changed. So you're going to have new champions up there. You will actually, Lilith is already up there, but I think I'm going to change that one for when she has the belt. So Lilith's going to have a revamp emote. Damien Ace is going to have an emote, and as much as Marky is not going to like this, the Lemon Lords are going to have their own emote too.
Well, they are the champs as of right now. I mean, who do I see losing their titles first? Damon Ace, Lilith Grimm, or the Lemonheads? I think there's a lot more people gunning for the Lemonheads, to be completely honest with you, especially with JK Pop back in the fray. I'd be careful. I'd be careful about making one for them, but you might be making a JK Pop with the title belt emote, as much as I don't want to say that. And that sounds a lot like verbal diarrhea. It may be possible. May happen. The lemon.
Oh, it's only yes or no? That is stupid. That is stupid.
Oh, what? Poll responses?
Yeah, the poll's only for like yes or no's.
Oh, you can't even type in your own.
No.
That's dumb.
Answer
Well, YouTube's still just figuring out this thing.
What about a Q&A? Is that going to be the same? All right.
I just hope we can go back out there these next couple weeks. I don't have to share a ring with Curtis Cole again. In the ring, he farts a lot in the ring. That's real quiet on the DL to all of just the people here.
Oh.
He farts a lot in the ring. I don't want to deal with that again.
Marky, who are you hoping to be assigned to next?
You know, just working with a lot of the talent is great. I haven't really reffed Lockett's match out there, really. I'd look forward to that. But to be honest, I'm just happy with the experience that I'm getting out there. But like I said, I will ref anybody's match. I just don't want to ref that Fite face Curtis Cole again, because in that match with Rivera, he fighted like 34 times in the match. And you can even tell at the very end of the match when
they'll be watching it tomorrow when the video actually comes out.
Watch the very end, right? Watch the very end, because at the end of it, Gino Rivera goes for the victory roll. And at the very end, I'm counting the 3 because I ref that. But you'll see my 3 count isn't as hard on the mat as it is, because right as I was about to count 3, he broke wind in front of absolutely everybody and thought nobody heard it.
Was that why he was dancing a couple times?
Probably. It's probably why he twerks. It's probably why he's like up there shaking his ass, because he's like. So that just, there's a little insider. I would, to be honest, and I ain't scared, I would ref a David Drake match. I would love to be in the ring with the champion. Being in the ring with the boss was amazing. When he wrestled against Briscoe, that was really, really cool. The Wildcat himself and Echo, those guys are great. I got to ref their match last year. It's just really cool being in the ring with the guys that we've sat here and talked, you know, about and with and had on the show. It's very, very cool being in there and being the third man, kind of with control of the match, of what's going on. I'm a dad. I like being dad. I like doing dad stuff. And reffing, I feel like I'm dad ref. So it's something that hits me near and dear, and I'll ref anybody. Just, I'll pay you $10. Just try to see if I don't get a Curtis Cole match. That'd be great.
Oh my God! All right, we haven't done this in a while, but we might as well entertain the thought. All right, here's a bit of Red Sox trivia from Hunter Dillon. Who was the last Red Sox player to throw a no-hitter?
A no-hitter.
I have a guess. No Google.
Wasn't it Lester? Wasn't it John Lester?
I think it was Buchholz last. I think Lester was before him.
That's right. Lester and Buchholz were close to each other. Neither one of these guys still on the Red Sox. Hunter, who was it?
And now we wait.
It was John Lester.
Was it?
Yep. I have tried out for Jeopardy before, Hunter, and did not make it to the 3rd round. But yeah, no, this journey through wrestling that RMP got us on the train with has literally changed the masshole's life for the better, and my family and everything about my life for the better. So there's a little insight behind the curtain. That's a fact.
When did Buckholz stole the no-hitter? Now I'm confused. Because they were close with each other. Like, those two happened, like, within, like, less than a year, I think.
It was the same season.
Was it the same season?
I think it was the same season. It was Buckholz's first ever stop, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know about that. God, I mean, if we're going back to 2008 for the last no-hitter for the Red Sox, that's a while, dude. That's 15 years ago.
Oh, Hunter's got the
2007.
Google machine going.
Yes.
September 1,
All
2007.
right, so they're close. They were less than a year. All right. Well, I tried. I was close. Close enough. I consider that a W. So there is a Q&A up there. What should be the new emotes for the channel? We're only going to be on for a couple more minutes, so give us your answers in chat, because apparently this does not have a option to actually answer the question and collect it as like a poll does. So
Yeah, it's a little weird, but
yeah, I just get the default yes or no for the poll, which is stupid. That's one thing that Twitch has better interacting tools than YouTube does.
well, in my best Hawk impersonation, doesn't the channels themselves, don't they have an open like community page? Yes, we do. Can you leave a comment or I thought we had that.
I haven't played that. I haven't not played it. I haven't really toyed with that yet.
Oh, I think in the community page you can put a like a community chat that's, always available, even if the channel isn't live at the moment. You could still put anything, voice your opinion, whole bunch of stuff.
We have a dude's emote answer from Just Your Average Jen.
Aha.
Oh, we had that at the other channel on Twitch. I think we had our own emote there.
Well, we did.
A literal lemon head emote from Manny Lemons. Oh, should we? Oh no, because that'd be copyright stuff. But can we? Actually, I'll do it. Can I? I'll make like a burger, and then I'll put a crown on for a king. I can do that.
I think you can do that.
That's easy.
Sure, just a cheeseburger, and just put a crown on it.
Just put a crown
that's
on
not copyright. That's Photoshop, bro. That's nothing. You're good.
Yeah, I can't use the actual logo because then we'll get tagged for that. Put a crown on the lemon. There you go. You do that too. Lemon Lords.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that is a way to get both of those knuckleheads into one picture. Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts on Ignition? Actually, do we have any thoughts for the week of Rocky Mountain Pro? Because we won't be back live till Sunday.
It's been a long week of traveling and brain scrambled eggs, and then back to reality, and then back to the thing. But one thing I can tell you right now is that the people are coming to see the shows. They love Rocky Mountain Pro. Bierstadt is rocking. The Wimmer filled up large as the wrestling show went on tonight. And I'll tell you, this Ignition is another top-notch Ignition. We saw a lot of great wrestling. We saw JK Pop kind of back together. We see the champ still doing champ things. David Drake walking out, losing his mind, but still walking out this budding friendship with Atiba and Bruce. He's trying to really keep that going. Derek Stone has no idea what numbers are on commentary. He doesn't know how to add. Lucas is holding that table together to a certain extent. I mean, there's a lot going on in RMP right now. Where was Yaden tonight with Damon against Yaden? Because we seen Damon come in and impose himself more than enough times, and Yaden did not come in and impose himself tonight against while Damon was fighting Balaam Lynx. So there is still so many.
He might still be recovering. I mean, he took a kill shot to the turnbuckle.
directly to the face. Yeah,
Yeah.
and when he came back, he was kind of a mess. So there's still a lot to do. There's still a lot to talk about, a lot going forward. And I don't even know if NRW is going to be big enough to hold the two of them. I don't know if it's going to be big enough to hold the two of them, or let alone everything else.
There is no rematch still, and Yaden lost his match against Simbodi, so.
Well, that belt has to be defended at NRW, so we know for a fact that Damon Ace is going to be there. And if Damon Ace is going to be there, I am betting my lucky stars that Mercury Yaden will not be that far behind, figuring out anything he can do to get in that ring.
Yaden's got to find a way to become the number one contender somehow. He's got to do it the hard way. Damon did it. You got to give kudos to Damon. He won.
You're not wrong.
He won his matches to get those opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give him credit there.
You're not wrong, bro.
All right, we're actually going to save the dudes emotes. I have an idea because there's going to be some rework done with a few of the designs here on the show, so we're going to save that dudes and belts emote spot for later. We got other plans to worry about with that. But I believe actually is that the only thing that we got was just dudes emotes? I think so.
What, over on Twitch?
No, I'm talking about in chat with the Q&A.
Oh,
what about Wicked Pisser emote from the other place? What was that? Oh, we can't do animated emotes there.
well, it doesn't have to be animated. Personally, I'm a huge fan of that one, for obvious reasons.
And Jeremy was too.
He was. Miss you, Jay.
Yeah, the lemon head. Yep. Okay. Moscow Markers or main event Echo.
What would the main event Echo look like?
Yeah, I need a description.
Other than, because we could definitely have one for Echo. Well-deserved, tenured member of the Rocky Mountain Pro roster. Absolutely. What does main event Echo look like?
I think there's going to be a couple of changes to the ones that are on there already. And I know Echo, I still have La Isla up there, but they're going to be taken down.
I still like the Moscow Markers. That is good. That is good.
If they're going to run as a tag team, man, I mean, I'll put that hashtag as an emote and watch that chat light up. I'm telling you right now.
I think you're right.
That is... There is always something every year that is a trending thing in the RMP faithful community. And past couple years, we've had like hashtag Sinativa, hashtag Buffaloin. What was last year's? Last year's was... Oh, what was it?
I think it was just Sergey. I think towards the end of the year, that was put a lucha mask on a bird. That's the emote. For the Moscow Mockers or for Echo?
That'd be for the Moscow Mockers.
I think so. I think so.
Main event Echo, Mega Evolved Echo. What does
Mr.
that look
Forthrow
like?
Making Pokemon puns over here. I love it. I love it. What would Echo look like Mega Evolved? What would Mega Echo look like?
We only have 3 slots, guys. So we got to really think this one through.
I don't know. We'll have to think about this a little bit more.
We're getting some decent ideas.
This is.
It's a Rocky Mountain Rewind emote. They did have a logo back then. I saw it when I was looking at the links and stuff that I'm going to be trying to transfer. They did have some type of Rocky Mountain Rewind like logo from like back in the day.
There was. We can get that reinstituted and kind of keep it going. We just started doing the rewinds over here on the Dudes and Belts. Why not keep the emote going?
Just throw a menacing aura around Echo's roster photo. I think I can possibly do that. Canva is a very fantastic tool.
Yeah, it is.
I can do a lot with that. That's what I do a lot of the thumbnails with. RMP logo was a VHS tape for the RMP rewind emote. Yeah, I think it was something like that. It was a really old school logo that they had.
I like that though. That's actually a very good idea. That is a good one. Yeah, I think that should be one of the three.
I gotta
Because we're
find
not
it
gonna.
though. I gotta find it.
You
gotta
find it.
Find it and be able to pull it off.
Maybe somebody behind the scenes has it. Maybe Mr. Fourth Row. If you could maybe put us into contact with somebody that might have it. Maybe it's sitting on an old thumb drive somewhere.
Anybody who is watching the show or will be watching the show at some point, just DM me on Facebook or Twitter or something of the picture, and I'll be able to work my magic from there. How about that? That'll work.
Rewind me outside. How about that?
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
What?
She's been gone for a while now. We don't need to rehash that
I know.
trending again.
I know that was garbage. It was absolute horse cockery in the trash can.
I don't have it. I can ask. Well, just let me know. It doesn't.
We'll go from there.
It doesn't have to be right away. Just whenever you guys get a second. All right. I think I'm gonna get rid of this Q&A because I think we've had about enough that we can have for right now. And we still gotta rest because we're still very jet lagged from yesterday's travels. That's
fact. The Red Bull's wearing off. I'm not gonna lie right now.
I can't even have Red Bulls, dude. I'm on like a wicked diet, man. I can't even do all.
Don't you drink the sugar-free ones? Like I drink the sugar-full ones.
No, it's still got the bad shit in there, man.
It's got a lot of bad shit.
Yeah, I used to be a Monster guy, and I switched from Red Bull to Monster, but I can't even do that because there's still a little bit of sugar in there. I'm on a no carb, no sugar diet. Well, actually, I shouldn't say no carb, low carb, no sugar diet. And I've actually lost 8 pounds since I've been back. I think that's the official count.
Not bad, bro. Not bad at all, dude.
I'm still hungry, though. I've been hungry all week. And it hasn't gone away. I hate it.
If you could just put like 15 or 20 pounds in a box and give that to me, that'd be great. I'm trying to put some.
Oh, dude, no, I'll give you all of this and some if you want.
I don't want all of it. I just like, 15 or 20.
I will split it 50-50 with you. I'll give you, how about 25 pounds? How's that sound?
That'd put me at 205. I could carry 205.
You can carry 205?
I could carry 205.
Well, here you go.
Yeah,
fine, deal.
I'll take that.
Shake on it. There you go. Shake on it. There you go.
I thought you threw it at me. I can't see your screen.
No, I said shake. I said shake on it.
Oh, we're shaking. All right, we're shaking on that.
Shaking.
I'll take you 20.
There you go.
T-Hort tells you to impose your will on me. Give it all. I don't want it all. I can't take it all.
All right.
20, 25, I can deal with.
Which is actually why, because I've been obviously working on getting the videos and shorts and everything ready to go. That's why I have like my thing of like peanuts here, because this is like the only like thing with protein that I can eat like as like a snack right now, and it's brutal. Not having fun.
All I can say is thank God Triple I isn't here right now.
I said peanuts. I didn't say the N-word.
I know what you said. I know what you said.
I made sure I was very clear because I know how your mind likes to wander from times.
I'm cool with it. We being adults here, but like I just said, thank God Triple I isn't right here. God.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap it up tonight. We gotta get going. We gotta get our rest because we got another long travel weekend coming. And Triple I puts his DNA on.
He does. See what I'm saying, dude? Like he's stupid. Triple stupid.
I watched that back, by the way, and I couldn't believe it, dude. What a way to go out for that kid.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck.
You're not wrong.
Well, unfortunately, we won't have those moments for a very long time. So No, we didn't forget. We're trying to forget.
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, D-Hort, we're trying to.
The problem is that there's 3 years of forgetting that we that we have to go through in order to completely just wipe it out of our memories. I completely forgot about that sign too, by the way.
That was so bad.
Completely forgot about that sign, and poor Jen has it.
She does. That's right. That's right. I hope you had it sterilized, kid. I know she was here in the chat a couple minutes ago.
Oh, God. All right, guys, we're going to sign off for this evening. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it was chaotic. We typically start our show right after Ignition, but because the internet went out at the whimmer, we weren't ready to just go right away, and we also didn't know if they were going to come back online. So there was a lot of confusion tonight. We apologize ahead of time. We thank you for everybody that tuned in tonight. So we greatly appreciate everybody. Like I said, there's going to be a new video dropping for Match of the Week tomorrow. Oh, what are you laughing now? What did D-Hort say? Because it's always goddamn D-Hort.
Okay, good.
What do you say
so
now?
You know I'm not just starting
yes,
shit.
I know.
He goes,
you
make
realize
sure to bring
this
a black
started...
light.
Okay, you realize that this started when we were down in Denver the first time, right?
Yes.
When
I know I was there.
D-Hort was saying all the nonsense.
Like, we made the mistake of bringing Triple I with us the first time to Denver, and that was like, it took us a while.
We made the mistake for him to actually room with us for a week.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah, that was horrendifying.
That was an experience, though, let me tell you.
All I'm saying is they are lucky that we did not vlog that stuff. We have the memories, Johnny, you and I, we have the memories up here. They are lucky that we didn't vlog that because I'd have had some fun. D-Hort says, bring a black light next time you go to visit Triple I. Let me know what you find. No. It'd be like Ace Ventura. Remember Ace Ventura 2? When he goes into the room with the guy who has all the taxidermied animals, and he's like, and it'd just be everywhere. No, we're not doing that.
Can you do that again?
No, because that imagined, like,
Unfortunately, we do have something. We do have Triple I with us on every show, by the way. And we might as well leave everybody with this.
Oh, God, you had to play it. So bad. That's 3 times. Well, twice that we had to hear Triple I's music, and the third time that sounded like a giraffe being strangled. But either way, yeah.
It's getting framed. Jen, what are you doing?
Well, it has to. You can't let that be in contact with the rest of the air that people breathe. That would end up being a tumultuously, like, awful situation. You talk about a hazmat situation?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
No, you're right about that, because he has been to different places around the world.
Sounds like a mating call, or how a goose intimidates another goose. Yeah. Or a goose getting hit by a golf ball on a golf course or something. All right, let's end the show. I am exhaustified. My head is like soup.
Oh, that's Triple I's mating call. JK Pop's theme song is Triple I's mating call. That is great. Oh,
so bad.
Don't let JK Pop hear that. Actually, you know what? Do, because then they have to change their song now. All right.
Oh, it's horrendous.
It really is. Dude, make that video. What video?
The vlog of
Oh,
we can't.
we can't.
I was talking about the first couple of years that we went out.
We
don't have video of it.
We thought we were doing a vlog this year, and then that just didn't happen.
Well, we got wizzy.
Yeah, we did.
A lot busier than we thought we were going to be this year. And don't get me wrong, thank you to RMP for making us that busy, but it would have been boring this year. Like, it would have been, it was just Johnny and I, and without Triple I or Sunday to make fun of.
Is there a way? Oh my God. I just had the epiphanies of epiphanies right now. D Hort, you are an asshole at times in chat, but I think you just came up with one hell of an idea. Is there a way that instead, when JK Pop comes out for an ignition, is there a way that they could come out with Triple I and doing a reiteration of their theme song?
I will pay money for that. I will pay money to hear that.
Oh, there's gotta be a way. I'm gonna.
Oh, that would be gold. Zamora's like, yeah, there is.
Oh God.
What's up, champ? How you doing?
There's gotta be a way. I might have to get in contact with Ice to see if he can record something. Because he'll definitely do it.
You can't just send him this, the one that you have?
It breaks up towards the beginning.
They can edit that out and put it on a cycle. You can do that.
Isn't even a file.
I just want to see the look on Koyama and Casanova's face when that plays.
Oh, you can't tell him either. You can't.
No,
tell
yeah. They can't know.
They can't know.
I mean, if they're here right now, we're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think they are. They haven't been talking in the chat because they really wouldn't have much to say about their garbage earlier tonight anyway.
Oh man. I might have to have Triple I remake something for me.
That would be fantastic.
Oh my God. That was the best.
That would be so good.
And I can't take all the credit because D Horde kind of set that up, but geez.
No, we're all working together here in the chat, baby. Like we all working together.
Let me work on that.
Yeah.
Let me work on that.
I think that should, yeah. On an ignition where it's just, just a match. Just do it.
All right. After that, we have to sign off.
We kind of do. My tooth is killing me. I got to get home. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, you got your wisdom teeth coming out soon, right?
No, I have one that's been falling apart in the back, and I've had to push a dentist appointment up. But next week, about 3 hours after we're scheduled to get back, I'm going to be in a chair. So I don't think they're going to have to knock me out. I think I'm just going to lay there and go, all right, listen, I'm in like exactly 3.5 hours off a plane. I'll see you guys later. Haven't slept in 2 days. Bye. And I'll just hopefully wake up and there'll be one less wisdom tooth in my face.
Oh, good luck with that.
Oh, God. It's the worst. It's the last one.
Anything.
Yes, D-Horde, I'm with you on that one. Anything to make them look like chachas. Yeah.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. We appreciate all the ideas of the emotes and JK Pop's theme song. We greatly appreciate you. And we will be back on Sunday before we head out. Wisdom teeth. Oh, yeah, Yaden just had his out.
Yaden, yeah. I saw you stream the other night. Don't wait until you're 40. Yeah, I didn't take that advice either. I got one that's got to come out next week, like the day we fly back home next week. So, yeah, it's going to be fun.
All right. Until Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, from myself, Marky Pins, myself, Johnny Deathdrop, and
That's
Marky
you.
Pins. That's me.
That's me.
And Marky Pins. We will have Coast Crusader with us as well. And also, we will have Lucas Bradwell for the rewind this weekend. As always, folks, stay safe, stay classy. We'll see you on the next one. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment on the VOD, and give us your best Echo and Sergey team names. And let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks, whether or not they're a thing or not. Also, again, be on the lookout for a video dropping tomorrow. See you later, folks. Have a good night. We'll see you this weekend. Later.